Would you ever have predicted that the journey would take you here the way it has?
Oh, never. I never thought I'd live in the West Coast. I had given up on a head coaching dream a long time ago, and the last 3 years has been very surreal.
40 years ago, Bruce Arians set out on a path in coaching that wound its way from Starkville to Indianapolis to Glendale. It all started at Virginia Tech, where Arians played quarterback, and then joined head coach Jimmy Sharp's staff as a grad assistant in 1975.
I wasn't a star player, so I got to run the scout team for the other team a lot, so I learned a lot about different offenses. So I kind of became a play caller and loved it. Then Coach Sharp hired me full-time, and you know, you buy a house, you have a baby, and you get fired. That's coaching. And you start moving.
The move took Arians to Tuscaloosa in 1981, when Alabama legend Paul Bear Bryant hired him as the running backs coach.
Oh, what a learning experience every day. We would always sit around after the games the next day and how the offensive line play, how the defensive line play. You get to me how the running backs play. As a coach, they played pretty good, you know. Did you even watch the film? And it was just a way of putting me in place. Shortly after that, he recommended me for a head coaching job at 30.
His first head coaching job also made Arians the youngest in major college football when he joined Temple in 1983.
Kind of yelled a little bit more than we wanted him to, but we gave him reason to do that. We lost the game to Delaware on Saturday that we weren't supposed to lose, and we had practice that Sunday morning. It was pure hell. We ran a lot, and we hit a lot, and he got his point across.
I like yelling at the very good ones. You know, the other ones get the message.
At Temple, as bad as we were some years, out of the original 9 coaches, 6 were still with them. You don't leave a guy like that.
That was a great 6 years. Those relationships we built in those 6 years have lasted a lifetime. Those players, I'm probably still closer to those players. Some are on my coaching staff now.
Arians crossed over into the NFL in 1989. There were stops with the Chiefs, Browns, Colts, and Steelers, where he won 2 Super Bowl rings, the second as the offensive coordinator.
He's driving a car with no brakes. You know, he doesn't second guess a decision that he's made. I think it's one of the distinguishing characteristics, not only that he has as a coach, but he has as a man.
The success, however, didn't open doors to head coaching spots. Instead, it left him without a job in 2011.
It was very bitter for a week or so, you know, because it was a phone call. After, truthfully, I thought I was getting a raise, and I found out I didn't get a contract.
Arians began his retirement, at least that's how his departure was described by the Steelers, but it lasted only 10 days. A phone call from Chuck Pagano lured him to the Colts.
And then you get there, and shortly thereafter, Chuck gets sick. What was that like?
Well, in the beginning, it was the hardest thing I'd ever been through because it happened so abruptly. When Mr. Irsay asked me to run the team till he got back, it was with a condition that he was the head coach. He would always be the head coach.
You know, the first thing he said was, you know, I'm not going to run this team like it's my team. You know, this still Chuck team. We're going to do what Chuck wants us to do. You know, he's going to come back and finish coaching.
I'm a firm believer things happen for reasons, and that's how we made it through all those other moves, you know, and Chuck was healthy. It did bring an opportunity to finally become a head coach.
Despite the interim label, Arians earned 2012 Coach of the Year honors, and then he accepted the top spot in Arizona in January of 2013. The following season, Arians doubled the Cardinals' win total from 5 to 10.
I think he changed the culture. Bruce has a lot of attitude, and he can change a city before a city can change him.
They're our guys. We might not have drafted them. We might not have signed them as free agents, but they're our guys, and we're going to coach them. We're going to teach them. He'll
be all over you and you think the world is crashing in on you and he wants you off the team, and then he brings you in and maybe he makes a joke with you and kind of loves you up a little bit.
Coach him hard and hug him later. And that's been my style forever.
How would you describe the journey that you've been on through football?
Oh, that's life's journey. You know, I started so young, and through college to the NFL, it's just been every day, you know. It's not who you are, but it is what you do.